Hello there, everybody. My name is Elias, and today I'm going to be reading you the book called Rufus Comes Home, Rufus the Bear with Diabetes. This is written by Kim Gonzalez, and it's illustrated by Terry Ravenelli. The reason I chose this book was because, like many kids around the world, I have type 1 diabetes. The reason for this is on the screen now. GDRF is one of the foundations that funded this book. It's also one of the foundations you can donate to today. So, let's hop right into our book. Rufus Comes Home, Rufus the Bear with Diabetes. Brian felt very sick for quite a few weeks. He felt weak, tired, thirsty, and seemed to go to the bathroom all the time. Brian didn't feel like himself at all. Brian's family took him to the doctor to try to find out why he felt so sick. His doctor told his family that she thought Brian might have a condition called diabetes. She sent them all to the hospital right away. Brian's family doctor had been right. Soon after he got to the hospital, special diabetes doctors and nurses checked his blood for extra sugar, also known as glucose, with a blood glucose meter. Brian pricked his finger. The nurse helped him touch a drop of his blood to the sensor. The test sensor drew the blood away from Brian's finger, and they waited for the meter to beep. They also took some blood from his arm and sent it to the laboratory for test. Sure enough, Brian had too much sugar in his blood. Brian learned that having diabetes meant his body could not turn the extra sugar in his blood into the energy that his body needed. That's why Brian had felt so sick and tired all the time during the last few weeks. Brian discovered that when his diabetes was not in good control, like when he got to the hospital, he felt real sick. His body made him go to the bathroom a lot because it was trying to get rid of all the extra sugar. People without diabetes have something their bodies make called insulin. That takes care of all that kind of stuff. Insulin is a hormone that is made by cells in a part of the body called the pancreas. The pancreas is near the stomach. Having diabetes meant that Brian's pancreas cells did not make enough of the hormone called insulin anymore. Because Brian's body didn't make enough insulin, he and his family had to learn a lot about what having diabetes would mean in their lives. For example, to take the place of the insulin Brian's body no longer made, he learned that he had to take insulin shots every day. Usually, Brian would get 2 or more shots each day. At first, Brian didn't like the idea of getting shots every day. Who would? But after he got insulin, he felt so much better. Brian and his family learned more and more about diabetes every day. They learned from diabetes teachers in the hospital that it was best if Brian ate his meals and snacks at about the same time each day. It was important for his family to have a regular schedule each and every day, even when Brian went to school or played sports. Not being on a regular schedule or not eating when he was supposed to could make Brian get sick. He learned all about highs when he had too much sugar in his blood, and all about lows when he didn't have enough food in his body to balance the insulin from his shot. Lows meant Brian needed to get some sugar and food into his body right away. Brian wished he knew someone else who had diabetes. He knew he could always talk to his family about his feelings, and of course his doctors and nurses too. Still, as much as they wanted to help, they didn't have diabetes like Brian did they? Brian longed for a someone or something special to share his private diabetes feelings with. After practicing giving shots to oranges in the hospital, Brian's mother kissed him goodbye. She had a few errands to catch up on before Brian's family brought him back home to the hospital. Besides, his grandma was with him too, and Grandma was happy to sit and talk with him until Brian's mother got back to the hospital. It felt good to have Grandma there with him. After finishing her errands, Brian's mother quickly stopped by a toy store to find a special surprise to take back to the hospital for Brian. Finally, his mother's bright green eyes spotted the perfect little friend for Brian, a warm, cuddly, stuffed teddy bear. Sat lonely on the toy shelf waiting for someone to love. Brian's mother dropped off a few things at home, and then she realized that there were just a few more things to do before she went back to the hospital. Brian's mother remembered what her son had told her earlier, that he wished he had a special someone or something to share his private diabetes feelings with. Brian's mother thought the new bear might be the perfect listener for him. Brian's mother gently and lovingly hand-sewed felt patches on different parts of the bear's body in exactly the same spots where Brian now had to get his insulin shots. She carefully cut out little red felt hearts and sewed them on the bear's paws, where Brian now had to do his finger pricks. Finally, the finishing touch, a little diabetes t-shirt from the organization GDRF that fit just right on the bear. Now, the bear with diabetes was perfect, just like Brian. After a few hours, Brian's mother hurried back to the hospital, where she found him and his grandma playing a board game. Now that Brian was getting the insulin his body needed, he was almost back to his old self. For the first time in a long time, Brian was smiling again. Brian's mother handed Brian a great big bag with a red bow on it. Inside was Brian's special new bear. Brian pulled it out and hugged it with all his might. He named the bear Rufus, the bear with diabetes right away. Brian couldn't wait until he could show his diabetes doctors and nurses his new bear. As soon as they came into his room, he showed them how he could not only test his own blood sugar now, but also Rufus. Soon it was time for Brian's shot. This time it wasn't nearly so bad. Brian got his insulin shot first, then Rufus got his shot too. It was a lot more fun than practicing on an orange. All done. Finally, it was time for Brian and Rufus to go home. As soon as they got to Brian's house, they found a special place for all of Brian's and Rufus' diabetes supplies. Soon, the whole family settled into their new routine. Whatever Brian did, Rufus did too. Late that night, when everyone was in bed and the house was all dark and quiet, a tiny small voice could be faintly heard coming from Brian's bedroom. Brian's mother could hear her son whispering to his new friend Rufus. Somewhere deep in her heart, she knew that Rufus was the special something that could really understand Brian and his private diabetes thoughts. Reassuring words could be heard echoing late into the night. A small boy and even a smaller bear somehow understood each other. Brian's mother finally peacefully closed her eyes and gently fell asleep for the first time in many, many nights. Yes, everything would be alright. The end. Hello everybody, that book was actually a true story, and Rufus is actually a real stuffed animal. Say hi, Rufus. Hello there. So, I just wanted to explain to you guys what type 1 diabetes is and how it affects children and adults in their everyday lives. So what type 1 diabetes is when someone's pancreatic cells cannot produce insulin. Insulin is a hormone that people that don't have diabetes, when they eat food, when they consume food, the hormone insulin goes out into their body and balances everything out. With type 1 diabetes, with children with it, their pancreatic cells cannot produce that insulin no more, so therefore that will increase high blood sugar levels, and that's where that can get to a dangerous point. This is when you need to go to the hospital immediately and get treated. There are fewer than 200,000 cases per year in the US, so it is a rare condition and it mainly targets children. For more information about type 1 diabetes, you can head over to www.jdrf.org. And if you ever wanted to help some children out, you could also head over to that same website, www.jdrf.org, and go ahead and donate some money. The reason your donation counts is because instead of us type 1 diabetics having to take insulin shots in our arms, legs, and stomach every single day of our lives, now that so many people have donated money, we have things like this. This is called the Omnipod. It produces insulin and gives type 1 diabetics what they need to survive. This one is called the Dexcom G6. It helps us type 1 diabetics monitor our blood sugar levels. So I hope all you guys enjoyed. I hope that I made some of your days, and I will see you guys later. Bye!